Now, in light of the upcoming Finance Magnates Africa Summit 2024, I caught up with a great speaker and communicator, a strong-willed and ambitious individual who also holds a Master's International Relations and Diplomacy. She is the current Chief Commercial Officer at Finance Magnates Events, and her name is Andrea Badiola Mateos. Take a listen to our conversation and find out more about what the Finance Magnates Africa Summit 2024 holds in store.
Experience high-level discussions, exclusive networking opportunities, and unforgettable events. From the VIP opening blitz to the hot closing party at a prestigious club. Every moment at Finance Magnates Africa Summit 2024 promises to be electrifying and transformative.
Okay, fantastic. My first question, I just want to find out tell us a little bit about background history of Finance Magnates in terms of the work that they do as a company across board.
Right, so Finance Magnates, we're a group, so we have several brands under the umbrella. We have our online portals that report on all the finance news worldwide, one that is focused towards institutional and professionals of the finance industry, that is financemagnates.com. And then the retail one, which is for investors and traders, people that want to get educated in the markets, that's forexlife.com.
Yeah.
And then we have our business intelligence. So because we are at such a privileged position, since we began in the industry, we were the very first players in the institutional arena since 2008 that we have been operating. So we're placed in a very privileged position with all the connections of all the brands worldwide, and that gives us access to a lot of information that cannot be found anywhere else because we're the ones that publish it. So we produce reports and we can do big data reports for clients worldwide. And then we have the events, of course. So the events, we started them back in 2012. We have done them all over the world. So London, this is going to be our 12th year.
Yes.
And we have done them in Tokyo, Istanbul, Chile, Barcelona, Tel Aviv. I mean, you name it. And London, we do it every single year in November. This time, we're bringing it to South Africa because last year we did the first one. It was a blast. People loved it. It was super successful.
Wonderful.
And there is a booming finance community in South Africa, especially traders and startups. Startups related to the payments industry and the Fintech industry. So we want to bring worldwide brands to South Africa, and we want to bring South African brands to the world.
Oh, fantastic. It's very exciting when you speak about the payments technology, and fintech companies in South Africa, startups that are thriving. What do you think has been the force, the momentum behind the South African financial market absorbing these type of new technologies?
That's a very good question. I think that the South African population in general is very young and is very creative. So like we were talking about the power cuts, right?
Yeah.
You're always looking for solutions. So payments is always a huge challenge in any industry whatsoever. And particularly in Africa, the banking system, everything that has to do with transferring payments, cross-border payments, settling transactions. If you have an online business, it's not as well established as it may be, for example, in Europe. So the South African landscape, let's say, has evolved very, very quickly to find alternatives and find solutions and create its own ecosystem. So it's booming with startups and with different technologies that are being created to enable to settle payments from the local market.
That's very, very exciting. And I was attending one of the big banks in South Africa. They were having awards as well. I think it's Absa Bank. They were having awards for their payments suppliers, payment technology and fintech, and all these small companies that are starting to become really, really big game changers and players in the South African economy, which is quite interesting because it's a fusion of technology, making systems, whether it's in finance or in all industries, work better. What can you tell me about cryptocurrency and that whole ball game within the finance industry? What are the trends that we are seeing happening now within the crypto space?
So it's funny that you mentioned ABSA, because it's actually one of the speakers that we had last year, and it's one of the speakers that we have this year as well in the FMAS event later this month. So it's indeed, this is what we're trying to do. We're gathering the whole fintech community, including from players such as ABSA themselves, that they're coming and participating in our panels, because the insights that are going to be given and the talks that are going to be happening is what is going to be leading the next year in the South African payments landscape. So crypto, as you were mentioning, is one of the main topics that has been discussed, not only in South Africa, but worldwide, since we do events everywhere. We are also witnessing, we have been already for a few years witnessing the trend and the impact that cryptocurrency is having in the fintech industry and the adoption of it. At the beginning, it was just very new, very contemporary brands, startups that were adopting it, trying to separate themselves from the establishment, the legacy banks, etc. But the last few years, there is such a trend of the legacy banking system trying to find a way of adopting the benefits of blockchain and trying to find a way of working with cryptocurrency. So I think this is reflected everywhere, and South Africa is no exception, of course. And businesses want to use it, and retail users want to use it. So it is normal that becomes part of the conversation, and I'm very, very sure that is going to be one of the topics that is going to be discussed in the agenda that we're going to be having with all of these professionals.
Wonderful stuff. And then the finance community worldwide is obviously, we can expect big changes. What are some of the examples that the ordinary person who's interested in tech and finance and seeing all these changes in South Africa, what are some of the examples that we can expect to see within the industry of finance in the next coming years from this, global transition, if I may say?
I think for that you need to attend.
That's wonderful.
You will need to come to the event to hear what the different professionals have to say, because obviously I have my own opinion.
Absolutely.
But the best way to see what the industry is going to be doing and what the shift is going to be in the next year or so will be discussed during the event, because the high caliber of attendees and speakers that we have are of the level of VPs, CEOs, chief trading officers, chief operating officers, chief commercial officers. It's all the executives and leaders of all of these companies that are either looking to expand and get a market in South Africa, or they're already in South Africa established, and all together are going to be discussing the trends, new ideas. And it's not just going to be the panels, it's the informal meetings that are going to be taking place afterwards, the conversations that are created through the networking, doing the networking blitz, for example, or at the closing party afterwards, in the exhibition hall. Anybody can go and talk to all these exhibitors that are leaders in their markets, and you can go and just shake their hands, and ask them whatever questions you have. So this is a brilliant opportunity for anyone to get access to information that otherwise it's impossible to get out there. So if I were a retail trader, just somebody that is interested in the financial markets, looking to understand a little bit more, educate myself, there is going to be a whole stage called the Trader Zone that is going to be providing education nonstop for traders. There's going to be all these workshops given by all the brands where you're going to be able to learn strategies and analysis and a lot of other things. And the best part of it is that it's a free entrance. It's a free ticket to the event because we want the South African community to have access to very high quality and very high value information and education. So yeah, you can just go grab your ticket, register, and make sure to show up.
Great stuff, Andrea. My second last question to you is, I love the fact that this has a lot of benefits also for startups. And in South Africa, we have a large startup community. Are we saying what people can learn, what startup founders can learn from this? What can you say? These are the benefits that have happened that you've seen across the world when such networking functions are taking place.
Absolutely. I think as a startup, one of the biggest challenges that you have when you're an entrepreneur and you're just beginning your journey and creating your brand, usually you do it by yourself or with a very small team. So you don't have knowledge on literally everything. So you need to drink knowledge, right? You need to understand how others are doing it, what is successful, what is not. You need to be very strategic on the steps that you take next. And these kind of events are the perfect place to meet with other startups, to meet with very well-established brands, ask them questions and build partnerships, because at the end of the day, as a startup, you're going to have to deal with other companies to set up your business. You're going to need, if you're an e-commerce company, for example, or if you have created a fintech application that is a service for the banks, you need to meet with the banks, right? They are your clients. You need to meet with the KYC companies that are going to help with the KYC part, or with the money laundering functionalities of the platform, or marketing even.
Absolutely.
Anything that has to do with how to set up your business and how to grow it. It's all done through the networking, I think, in South Africa as much as in any other country in the world. And these kind of events are gold, because what you get done in 2 days of event, you wouldn't get it done in a whole year. And to meet with all these people, you would have to travel to hundreds of different countries just to be able to even get an appointment and sit with them. Whereas in here, you're just walking and having one meeting after the other. You can schedule them through the app. We have a networking app where you can see the attendees, the brands that are exhibiting, schedule meetings with them directly. You can see the agenda, the speakers. If you're very interested in talking with somebody that is an expert in a field that you need information from, and you see that they're a speaker, you can go to the session, wait till the session is finished, and approach them afterwards. This is a very good tip from experience.
Absolutely.
Since I'm always in one or two panels. So Absolutely. It happens all the time. It's a really, really good way to expand your network. You also need to let your brand known in the different communities that are gathering in there, get some visibility for it, because digital only is not enough. So you get here the personal contact, face-to-face, handshaking, exchanging business cards, and building rapport with different partners. So
Absolutely.
The good thing about this event is that it's a B2B2C, meaning business to business and business to customer. So all of the brands that are attending, some of them are focused in building relationship with other businesses, other brands, and some of them are focused on building relationships with their customers. So there is something for everyone. And like I said, it's free for all of them. So as much as you're a professional, a startup, highly, highly recommended not to be missed, since it's free, so you have nothing to lose. There is a ton of networking opportunities, and it's a booming community. So take advantage of it.
Great stuff. And then off my last question, after South Africa, what's the rest of the year looking like for you guys out there at Finance Magnates? Where are you guys traveling to?
Oh, it's very exciting. We don't have time to catch our breath. We have right after this one, we're already full on with our next event, which is going to be end of August in Australia. So we have an event in Sydney. Yes, it's called FMPS. So if any brand is interested, they're going to be in APAC, in the Asia Pacific region. Feel free to check it out, FMPS. Then we have our flagship event, which is the 12th year in London, that everybody knows is the reference worldwide in the finance industry. Premium, most exclusive premier event for brands only. It's purely B2B in fintech with brands such as Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and whoever not coming all the way from the US for the event. And that's the Finance Magnates London Summit, so FMLS for short. And that's what 2024 looks like for us. And we're already working on 2025.
Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff there, Andrea. Looking forward to seeing you out in Sandton, Johannesburg. That is from the 20th to the 22nd of May. And thank you so much for making the time to chat to us. This podcast, I will be sending you the link. It will be available on our channel on Spotify, yeah?
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Luazi. Don't forget to sign up. It's in events.financemagnates.com. And make sure to come.
Fantastic.
We'll be there.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to see you there. You have yourself a wonderful day, yeah?
Thank you, Luazi. You too.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Wonderful. That is Andrea from the Finance Magnates Africa Summit 24 that will be happening this year in Sandton Convention Center. Check it out from the 20th to the 22nd of May. We're going to be starting off at the Networking Blitz Party that will be happening on the 20th that evening out in Sandton. This is Lwazi signing out from Industry Talk.
Experience high-level discussions, exclusive networking opportunities, and unforgettable events. From the VIP opening blitz to the hot closing party at a prestigious club. Every moment at Finance Magnates Africa Summit 2024 promises to be electrifying and transformative.